What is up, everybody? It is Monkeypuzzle, and it's time for episode number 13, playing Primitive Plus here on the center. And you can see behind me, I have expanded the greenhouse. Yes, that's the main thing I have to report to you today. Let me see, let me hop on bacon here and take a look at it from above. So before, it was just a structure in front, and it was starting to look a little out of place with all these other big buildings going on with Jim Bob Sauce's Tavern and my big old bakery with my loft up above and so on. We got the smithery over here. And then, like I pointed out last time, Seb the Gamer built stables over here. So put your horsies in there when the horsies come out, the equus or whatever dino you want. Anyway, yeah, so I felt like the greenhouse was looking a little too small with just that building there, so I went ahead and expanded it. Plus, that gives me room in order to do all the different crops that we can do in Primitive Plus. I love this balcony here. Yes, and the tea trees, the tea bushes have come into their own. Oh, and finally here we can see the cashew tree. But never mind, because we're going to see it over here. So let's go check it out and see what it looks like. So, yeah, nice and lofty. Had to put a little extra structure up there just to get everything to stay up and all that. But, yeah, nice big greenhouse. So, in here we had the tomatoes and the grapes and the sugarcane and the cabbage. And then now I've moved the coffee up here. A little bit more sugarcane just because it's big and beautiful. And again, we have the cashew. It's a nice little short kind of bonsai looking bush. And then we've got some tobacco here. So we can actually make cigarettes with that. We'll do that in a minute. Don't look, kids. And a little bit more tea. And then this is rice right here. Now, rice is one of the things I can't use yet. I mean, we could probably... I don't know if we can cook straight rice or not, but it goes in a thing where you make chicken and rice, or poultry and rice. I forget exactly what it's called. But animals are not dropping their special drops in this version of Primitive Plus right now, so we can't get any poultry. You would normally get that from dodos, and we can't get it at all right now. So we can't use the rice, but we have it. Said is threatening to update Primitive Plus anytime now, so I'm sure that's one of the main bugs they're going to fix. And then along with poultry, we'll also get fat and ribs, so we can cook some ribs and stuff. But we can do the tobacco, and the cashew actually has a recipe too. I don't know if it's good for anything. Let's go into our engrams here and look it up. So there's a cashew thing right here. There's ground cashew. So let's learn that. And then also, while we're in here, let's learn the cigarette. Now, this is not going to be a nasty corporate cigarette. We're growing our own. I don't actually smoke tobacco, but in game, who cares? So let's see what those things do. So first, with the cashew, we'll put some of the... Oh, this is full of fertilizer. You can see I've been making a ton. So let me go to a hand mill that may not be quite so full. I should throw one in the bakery. So let's see, where'd my cashews go? Oh yeah, and they're actually a pretty good food source too, if nothing else. So now I should be able to make, in the consumables, crops, ground cashew. Oh, you need water? Weird. Okay, let's get some water to grind the cashew. Now I know actually not in there. I know one of the goals we're going for is cashew milk, and I don't know what you can do with that, so we shall find out. Alright, so let's throw some water in here and see what that gets us. So in crops, what's the drugs in here? Oh, it's just stimulant. Okay, so there we go. We can make 5 of them because we have 6 water. I don't know. Oh, because how much it uses. Oh, it used quite a bit there. It uses up 20 at a time. And now we're getting ground cashew. Oh, and it's using up my whole water jar. Stop that. Give me those. You can't have them. That's hardly worth it. So there was some bugs like that with Primitive Plus stuff. And I thought they'd mostly been worked out, but that one hadn't, apparently. So now if we throw it back in here with some water, let's see, let's throw some thatch in there and light the fire. Question is, do we get any cashew milk? I don't think there's an engram to learn for it. And I don't know how much ground cashew it actually uses. Might not be enough. While this is cooking, maybe I'll see if I can look that up real quick. And it might just work in the meantime. Alright, I did go and look it up, and it says just 1 ground cashew and 1 water. So that doesn't seem to be working. We'll go ahead and let that keep cooking and see if we get anything. And in the meantime, let's see what it takes to craft a cigarette. We need dried tobacco and a note. Oh, and we need to dry the tobacco, apparently. Okay. So that means that we need to we need to throw it in here. I got quite a bit of stuff in here. So let's take that and put it in there. And okay, so there's going to be a wait time before we can actually do that. We also need a note, which I actually haven't learned yet. So let's go ahead and learn that. And then what does a note use? Probably some fiber. Thatch and fiber, yeah, so let's craft that. Oh. Nope, not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Actually, you know what we can do? Oh, make it again. We'll say, since we're making cigarettes and this is a family-friendly channel, say, kids, don't smoke cigarettes unless it's in a video game. Okay. We got that covered. Except, so now in our inventory, we should have that note. Good, good, good. Alright. Alright, so other things we could do in the meantime while our tobacco dries is, actually, while we're on the subject of cigarettes and other vices, we might as well finish the brewing of the alcoholic beverages that are possible here in Primitive Plus. So we can make beer, we can make mead, and we can make wine. So to make the beer, we need dried barley, because we need to make some, whatchamacallums, we need to make some malt. So let's get some water and fill these up. So we got that one and these over here. I'm trying to get through all the Primitive Plus stuff that there is in this series so that we touch on everything and there's nothing that I haven't done. I'm getting towards thinking about starting something new, but before I do, I want to make sure that I have been completionist about this. And I'm not going to abandon this. The village is a project that I'm going to hold on to and keep adding to over time, each time the Primitive Plus updates. But I do want to find a little closure here so that I can start some other things. So we're going to light the fire. We've got some water in here. We've got the dried barley. And then pretty soon, I believe, we should get a cup of malt. Actually, 5 cups of malt. Let's see how that goes. It takes 25 dried barley. So we have enough to do the recipe 3 times. Well, that was taking a very long time. So in the meantime, let's go check if we have any cashew milk. Hey! And it did work. We have cashew milk. Now, what you do with this, I don't know. Can we put it down here? Can we drink it? Let's see where our food is at. We're at 20. And our water is pretty full. Hey, we can do that. We ate it. It gave us 10 food. Did that give us any effect? I don't think so. And what if we just ate a straight cashew? Let's see. So our food again is at 30. Let's just eat the cashew here. And that goes up about 10. Now, the only difference I can tell is the cashew milk is instant. There's no waiting for it to go up, whereas the actual cashew has to count up. If there's any other difference in that, I have no idea. And oh, is there a spoil time? Oh, we wouldn't see in here anyway, so let's take it up here. So the cashew has no spoil time, and the cashew milk has no spoil time. So I guess it's just good as instant food, maybe. And we should get 2 more out of this, but I'm gonna go ahead and just leave that in there for now. So yeah, cashew milk. All right, it's a thing, and we have made it. So now over here, our barley is still having a hard time. I've made plenty of it. I did make it with water skins and not water jars. Wonder if that makes a difference. Let me get some water skins and we shall see. Well, I just made some water skins and I came back and guess what? I have 5 cups of malt. So it does work. It just takes an atrociously long time. So these water skins I'll leave over here in case I ever for some reason want to make cashew milk. Oops. I'll let it destroy the water skin and not my precious water jars. Oh, you know, and actually one thing we can do is we can actually make canteens in here now. But let's get the beer going first. So the beer, actually, it's a wheat beer that you can make in it, which in real life is actually one of my favorite kinds of beer. Hefeweizen, it's called in German. So it takes fresh wheat, not the dried wheat that we make the flour with. So I have to come in here and get some of our fresh wheat and then go ahead over to the tavern. We commandeer the... Whoa, that was quite a snapback there. We commandeer their fermenting equipment and go behind the bar, which you don't normally get to do in most of these places. So let's see what he's got going on here. Yeah, I helped stock him up with the water jars. So this is for making wine, which will... Ooh, another snap. But for this, we just need malt and fresh wheat. And then we also need to get some water in there. Actually, that's why we have all these in here. So, and I think the wine might not need water, but it probably needs more stuff than that. So, anyway, the beer, let me look up the exact stats real quick. Okay, according to my notes, which I don't know if they're right, it's changed a lot since some of the stuff has been put into the wiki. It takes 35 wheat and 5 malt. So apparently that's not enough. I don't think that's correct because I think I did better than that before when I did it. But let's go ahead and see if we have some more malt. Well, we will, and when I do, I'll throw that in there. In the meantime, I don't remember that taking so long. Let's learn how to make actual canteen here. Because remember, we don't have the fabricator where you normally make the canteen with polymer. Now note, there are 2 canteens in here. This one requires the fabricator. So that must be the standard canteen. They just didn't take it out accidentally. But this one, I think, is the one we want. And it can be constructed at a construction table. So let's go ahead in here. Miscellaneous, perhaps? Yes. So it takes clay and leather and beeswax and feathers. And those are more of those animal drops that we do not have in Primitive Plus right now. So when they fix the poultry and we get the feathers, we'll also be able to make canteens. So just wanted to check that out with you guys. So apparently we're still stuck with water jars. So let's finish our brewing here. And I wish the malt wasn't so slow. I don't know what's up with that. I'm just going to throw some more barley in there to speed things along. And then let's make some grape juice. So it's not there. But there, we get some grapes. And from our other grape plant over here, get some of those. And so grape juice we did before. You just throw that in here in the fruit press, and you can make grape juice. And we can make 8 of those. And it takes a while, but it's not too bad. So to make wine, we're going to need grapes and sugar. And then to make the third beverage we can make, which is mead, we need honey and the malt. So let's go ahead, see what kind of honey we got in there. We got that. We got that. And I got a bunch more honey up in my hives up there. I just started some a little closer to the village here. I thought it seemed appropriate to have them by the crops to help keep everything all pollinated. Hey, we got some more malt. So that's cool. And let's go ahead and throw that in here. Alright, so in this one, we're going to set it up for... Oh, wait, I don't have that. Alright, so let's go back in here, and we'll throw that in there. I don't think we need that much, but we might as well make sure. So this will be enough for one thing of beer. And then let's go get our grape juice and our sugar. Alright, we got 5 things of grape juice, and that should be more than enough to get us started. Might as well get that one too. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, and then we're going to toss these in there. Now, I'm pretty sure that the grape juice actually did not need water, but just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and throw these in there, and we'll know if it doesn't use them up. So this takes a certain amount of time, and then this one, we were making the mead, and it looks like there's plenty of honey in there already, and when I have some more malt, I'll throw that in there. So honey plus malt and water will make mead. And then sugar plus grapes will make wine. Probably without the water. And we've got some beer. Alright, so it only used 1 malt, which seems right to me. And it actually looks like we're going to be able to get a second thing of beer too. So we can definitely make that. And let's go ahead and throw the malt in with the honey and get our mead going. So we got the 3 different beverages going. Now what this is supposed to do is increase your melee and stamina. If we punch this, we can see that there's 3. Now when Jib Bob tested it, that was also bugged, and it didn't seem to do much. It doesn't blur you and give you bubbles like it does in vanilla. So if we go ahead and drink this, let's go ahead and look at our stats and see if anything changes. We've got 180 stamina, and we've got measly little 120 melee. I'm gonna press number 9, and oh, it's trying to place it. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, some of these place, like the wine can actually place. Oh, check that out. No, can't place beer. Beer is obstructed. Check it out. I could place the beer right there on the table. So even as a decoration, that's pretty cool. And now to drink it, I press R, Okay. I gotta hold it and then, whoa, that's quite the dramatic drink. And so my stamina still says 180, and my melee still says 120. And if I punch this, I still get 3. And it was using stamina when I punched that. Let's see if I run around. Yes, my stamina is going down. So at the moment, the beer and probably the wine and the mead are both just basically aesthetic objects. And I don't even think it filled up my thirst. Let's see if we have any wine yet. Not yet. And any mead? Nope, not yet. But we can cheat on both of those. I know they work because I have some already. So let's go in my little cupboard over here and check that out. We got the braggot mead, so I guess it makes you brag. And we got a glass of wine. And then let's see. Oh, we do have some dried tobacco. So let's do all this adult stuff. And we'll just come out here. So you can see I do have a countdown on the beer's effect. And hopefully with the update, that will actually do something. So the wine, again, like the beer, can be placed. So I'm going to go ahead and left click that there. And so there is our wine. And I wonder if you can do that with the mead. Let's check it out. Nope, that just drank it. So now I have a little mead countdown. And if I hold this, I can go ahead and bam, drink my wine. So I'm still thirsty. It didn't do anything to my hunger, but I've got 3 drinks on my left there with my little counter, and I'm still using stamina. And let's see if my punch got any better. Apparently not. Alright, so that's the story with those. You can make them, but they don't do a whole lot yet. Hopefully they will soon. Let's come out here into the sunshine and let's complete this. So here, oh, we need 5 dry tobacco and we only have 3. Meet you back in a second and we'll do the last of our little vices and then we'll sign out and do some more constructive stuff next time. Okay, it's been a while and I think it should be done. I forgot to mention that this little area is raised because that was just the best I could do with the foundations in here with the uneven ground. To be able to place one here, that's as high as it can go, but not quite high enough for over here. Anyway, I kind of like the different levels. You have the different plants featured that way. And so in here, we have one more dried tobacco. So now I should be able to make a little hand-rolled cigarette, which would not look like that. That looks like a corporate cigarette, which this is not. This is all natural, organic, no chemical additives. Probably doesn't make it that much better for you, but like I said, it's just a video game, so hopefully no parents freak out over this. So there, I got it in slot number 9. And if I press 9, let's see what happens. I ate it. Well, there we go. I just ate my cigarette, which actually is not a good idea. That's a good way to poison yourself with the nicotine. But there we go. So the rolled cigarette enabled. Look at me, man. I got the full bar thing down on my lower left. I got 3 different beverages. You shouldn't mix them like that. I might get sick. And I've got my cigarette countdown. Now, what the cigarette is supposed to do is it's supposed to decrease your hunger. So I won't get hungry nearly as fast, but it increases my oxygen consumption. I have pretty high oxygen. I've got it up to 200. And apparently it's going down faster than it normally would, which is the only place in the game where oxygen really comes into effect. Oh, and speaking of hunger, I've got my little prime salads in here that I made last time. And these do indeed apparently fill your whole hunger. I've eaten them when I was down to 0. And one of these will give you full, at least 100 hunger, take you all the way to the top. And then I got one more icon in there. If I do that, no, that takes it all away. I was trying to get my hotbar off of there. Oh, there we go. And now you can see my little dinner plate there. So between the cigarette and the prime salad, I am not going to get hungry for a while. And if I drank some tea, oh yeah, let's get them all going. Why not? So here we go. We got some tea. This will decrease our thirst, and the coffee too will decrease our hunger. Look at that. Look at all those icons. We got them all going on there. So that's cool. And then just to show you that it works is over here. Let's go back to the bar, to the tavern one more time. And let's see, in this one, you can see that it actually has been making wine. So it was just using one grape juice and 1 cane sugar and did not use any water. But you saw I had a grape juice and a cane sugar in there before. Maybe it needs to have the water in there, but it just doesn't use it in order for it to work. And then you can see we actually did get some beer in here, so that's cool. The thing about the malt is it's got a pretty quick spoil time, so you need to be able to brew right away. Let's go ahead and throw it in with the mead, and we'll just get some more of that being made, and then we'll just take these ones that we made this time. And I thought I pressed 9. Did I not? It's trying to place my wine here, and it's not letting me place my beer. I was gonna leave them here for Jim. Oh, you know what? I can't do it until the countdown is all the way down. So there is a limit on how much you can drink. So that's good. Don't do that and then drive your dinosaurs. So you kind of have to mix them to have 3 drinks at once. So anyway, I'll take those and I'll leave them in Jim Bob's Tavern there as a little bit more decoration. But y'all, as all my little counters count down, I think I have completed making all the consumables that you can make in Primitive Plus at the moment in the current patch. So, which is 1.4 still, I believe. So anyway, we got that checked off the list, and I am still Monkeypuzzle. Thank you for watching until the very end of this episode. I'm gonna get another one out actually right after this, so I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.